somewhere there's a place with a history of loss and forgotten disgrace. A remnant of glory from a long ago story leaves the town of Dust Bowl in its place. Forgetting its founding and purpose, there's gloom. The folks there hang out in a shabby saloon. They live in the shadow of the judgment and gavel that severed their life from the ranch. As legend describes it, the ranch was their home, from which their ancestors never would roam. They all had a place, all shared a taste in the glory and grace of this place they called home. Though dim in their memory, it still bears some weight. Those things not remembered have turned some to hate. They drink and complain, shake off the shame, insisting their lives are just great. Out in the west, somewhere there's a place with a history of loss and forgotten disgrace. A remnant of glory from a long ago story leaves the town of Dust Bowl in its place. The ranch was once home to a great noble rancher, whose good reputation was known far and wide. He gathered the poor, those lucky for sure, and gave them a life with some pride. He left for a long and a faraway journey, put the ranch in the hands of a steward to run. As time slowly passed, an evil was cast, and the steward thought he was the one. Thinking all was for him and the ranch hands were his, he mistreated them all, turned to horror the bliss. Most were then driven to renounce their once haven, left hating the rancher's once gift. Out in the west, somewhere there's a place with a history of loss and forgotten disgrace. A remnant of glory from a long ago story leaves the town of Dust Bowl in its place. All good was now gone, the ranch lost to memory. The folks of Dust Bowl have grown used to their severing, but in a far remote land there were factors at hand that would soon bring reshaping to things. The rancher had wed, the bride bore him a son. They reared the boy proper, as wise as they come. Now a family together made the rancher's life better and gave purpose to return from the run. When the rancher got word and news of the ranch, with family in hand he returned so by chance. He could set things in order, return things to proper, and banish the bad steward with a glance. Was a day like no other, a bright day in Dust Bowl. The folks heard a ruckus, then stepped from the saloon. There standing mid-street, such a striking man to meet, 'twas the rancher's own son at high noon. With no gun in his hand, he told them the plan, how the rancher had restored the ranch. They were urged now to come, return to their home. He offered to all a new chance. Out in the west there's no longer a place with a history of loss and forgotten disgrace. Just a return to glory and a long ago story. Now the town of Dust Bowl's been replaced. Out in the west there's no longer a place with a history of loss and forgotten disgrace. Just a return to glory and a long ago story. Now the town of Dust Bowl's been replaced. Just a return to glory and a long ago story. Now the town of Dust Bowl's